6 things every older woman should do if she wakes up at 3 a.m. There's a kind of silence in the early morning hours that doesn't exist anywhere else in the day. It wraps around you like a soft shawl, almost sacred in its stillness. And when you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., eyes opening to the hush of the world, it can feel like both a mystery and a burden. You might lie there wondering why your body won't let you rest, why your mind stirs when it should be still. But here's the thing most people never realize, especially women who've lived enough years to carry both scars and stories. Those hours aren't just insomnia. They're an invitation. You're not being disturbed. You're being called. See, there comes a point in a woman's life when the noise begins to quiet, not just around her, but within her. After decades of tending to others, holding it all together, showing up and staying strong, something shifts. There's a longing, not always loud, for something deeper, not for the chaos or the chase, but for clarity, for connection, for meaning. And sometimes that longing wakes you up before the sun. This time of morning, it's not random, it's powerful. In cultures all over the world, these hours have always been seen as sacred. The veil is thinner, the heart is more open. Your soul is louder. It's when truth has the courage to speak without interruption. And you, my dear, have earned the right to listen. This isn't about fixing sleep schedules or reaching for sleeping pills. It's about honoring the version of yourself that's rising up in the dark, asking to be seen, heard, and felt. There's wisdom in those hours, there's clarity in that quiet, and there's something beautiful waiting for you, if you're willing to greet it. So if you're waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., don't roll over in frustration, sit up in your spirit. Because there are things meant just for you in those moments. Things that can heal, inspire, and transform. And today we're going to talk about 6 of them. 6 powerful things you can do during that time to awaken your mind, nourish your body, and reconnect with your soul. You're not broken, you're becoming. And this is where it begins. Number 1, tune into the whisper. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your inner voice. There's a voice inside of you that doesn't shout. It doesn't demand or rush. It speaks in quiet knowing. You've heard it before, in moments of stillness, or when the world fell away and something deeper rose up inside you. That voice, that's yours, your truest self, and it becomes loudest in the silence before dawn. Waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. isn't an accident. It's the time when your mind isn't buried in tasks, and your heart isn't distracted by the noise of the day. It's just you. You and the parts of yourself that often get silenced in the hustle. This is when the deeper wisdom you've gathered over the years can finally come forward. You may not even realize how much you're carrying, how many answers you already hold, how much clarity is right there beneath the surface. This isn't about fixing problems or solving anything. It's about listening. About turning your attention inward without judgment. You might hear thoughts that surprise you, emotions that have waited years to rise, dreams you didn't know you still had, or maybe just a single sentence that feels like it was spoken directly to your heart. Don't force it, just be still. Maybe you sit up in bed, maybe you rest your hand on your heart, maybe you whisper to yourself, "I'm listening." That's all it takes to start. You're not seeking answers from the world anymore. You've lived long enough to know that the world can't always give them. Now you're seeking answers from the woman who's survived, grown, loved, lost, and learned. You're seeking them from you. And that voice, your voice, deserves space. The early morning gives you that. So don't drown it out. Don't rush to fill the silence. Sit with it. Let it speak. There's something beautiful about a woman who knows how to listen to her own soul. She becomes her own compass, and that's where your power is. Number 2, reclaim your breath. Reclaim your power. Breathing is the one thing we do from the moment we enter this world until the moment we leave it. But we rarely think about it. And yet how we breathe affects everything. Our thoughts, our energy, our mood, our health. With every inhale, you invite in life. With every exhale, you let go of what no longer serves. The problem is, most of us have forgotten how to truly breathe, especially as we age. Stress, grief, and tension slowly shorten the breath, tighten the chest, and disconnect us from the very thing keeping us alive. So when you wake up in the stillness of those early hours, the first thing to return to is your breath. It's not just about oxygen. It's about grounding. It's about reminding your body and mind, I'm safe, I'm here, I'm whole. Deep, intentional breathing signals your nervous system that it can relax, that there's no threat, no need to panic or resist. And from that calm space, everything shifts. You don't need a long routine. Start small. Close your eyes. Put your hand on your belly. Inhale through your nose slowly to a count of 4. Hold it gently for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth to a count of 6. Do this 3 times. That's it. 3 deep, nourishing breaths can change your entire chemistry. They calm your heart, clear your mind, and bring you back to center. And there's something else, something deeper. When you breathe with intention, you're not just calming your body, you're calling your power back. Because that breath belongs to you, no one else. It's yours. And in that breath is everything. Your strength, your grace, your voice, your choice. Especially for women who've spent decades putting others first, deep breathing is an act of self-return. Let this become your ritual. When the world is quiet and you find yourself awake, come home to your breath. Let it remind you that you're not lost. You're right here, alive, capable, radiant. There is nothing more sacred than a woman who knows how to breathe deeply through her life, through pain, through joy, through change. That woman is you. Number 3, connect with something greater, spiritual alignment. There's a quiet ache that sometimes settles into the soul as we age, not for things or achievements, but for connection. Not the kind we find in conversations or crowded rooms, but the kind that runs deeper, the kind that reminds us we're part of something much bigger. When you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., that ache is often what stirs you. It's your soul reaching out. It's the universe leaning in. These early hours are often called the spiritual window. Mystics, monks, and seekers across centuries have spoken of this time as sacred. It's the hour when distractions fall away, when the world is still and the spirit is most receptive. If you've lived long enough, you've likely felt this. Those quiet moments when it seems like something unseen is with you, guiding you, nudging you forward. That something, it's not outside of you, it's woven into your very being. This is the time to align with it. You don't need a religious practice to connect spiritually. You only need willingness. Willingness to be still, to feel, to open yourself to what you cannot touch, but absolutely can experience. It might be prayer, a simple conversation with whatever name you give the divine, or it might be gratitude, saying thank you for what you've lived through, for the lessons, even the ones that broke you. Especially, try this. As you sit in bed, feet on the floor or curled beneath you, close your eyes and say aloud, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm ready. No fancy words needed, just honesty, just presence. You'll be surprised what rises up to meet you. This connection doesn't always bring clarity in the moment. Sometimes it brings peace. Sometimes it brings tears. Sometimes it brings nothing but a sense of being held. And that, in itself, is everything. For women in their wisdom years, spiritual connection becomes less about searching and more about remembering. You've already got the thread inside you. These early hours are when you follow it home. Number 4, move gently, love fiercely. Body as a temple. Well, there's a tenderness that comes with aging. The body changes, softens, sometimes aches, in places you never thought it would. And yet, there's beauty here, a sacredness in the softness, a quiet strength in the way your body still carries you, day after day, in the way it holds the history of every joy, every heartbreak, every step you've taken. So when you wake up in those early hours, one of the most loving things you can do is move gently, kindly, with reverence. This isn't about workouts or routines. It's about honoring your body like the temple it is. Stretch your arms above your head, roll your shoulders back, circle your ankles, open your chest, touch the parts of yourself that feel stiff or tender with care. Let your body know, I see you, I thank you, I love you. This kind of movement doesn't just help with flexibility or circulation. It reminds your body that it's still alive, still valuable, still beautiful. It reawakens parts of you that get forgotten in the stillness of night. It tells your joints, your spine, your muscles, you matter. And most importantly, it reminds you that your body is not something to be criticized or judged. It's something to be cherished. There is power in a woman who moves with love, not with pressure, not with shame, but with devotion. Movement becomes a kind of prayer, a way of saying, I'm still here and I'm choosing to rise. Every stretch is an act of resilience. Every breath taken during movement is a vow. I will not give up on myself. Don't underestimate how healing this can be, especially when done in the quiet of the morning, when no one is watching, and it's just you and your body in honest conversation. This is where self-love begins, not in grand gestures, but in small, sacred moments of care. So when you wake between 3 and 5, don't just lie there waiting for sleep to return. Give your body 5 minutes of love. Let it move. Let it breathe. Let it feel honored. Because you, dear one, have earned that. And the more you love your body now, the more it will respond in kind, with grace, with strength, with softness. That is anything but weakness. Number 5, activate your wisdom. Reflect, create, teach. There's something quietly revolutionary about an older woman who realizes her wisdom isn't a memory. It's a gift meant to be shared. You haven't just lived through time. You've lived through transformation, through decades of learning, adapting, loving, losing, and finding your way back to yourself over and over again. That's not just a story, it's a library of truth. And it's waiting to be opened. Waking up in those early hours gives you the perfect space to reflect, not from a place of regret, but from reverence. Your life hasn't been small, even in its quieter seasons. It has shaped you into someone uniquely capable of understanding what really matters. And now's the time to let that wisdom rise, not just for your sake, but for others who need to hear it. You don't need to be a writer or speaker to be a teacher. You just need to be honest. You've already lived the lesson. Now's the time to pass it on. That might look like journaling your thoughts when they're clearest. Maybe it's recording voice notes in the dark, your words spilling out before doubt has a chance to interrupt. Maybe you write letters to your children, to your younger self, to the woman you're still becoming. Or maybe you create something, a drawing, a prayer, a poem, a memory stitched into fabric or painted onto canvas. Creation isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. When you create in those early morning hours, you're opening a channel between your inner world and the world outside of you. And through that channel flows something beautiful, something lasting. And don't underestimate the impact of your story. Another woman, younger or even older, could be searching for the very wisdom you carry. Your words, your experience, your truth might be the light someone else needs to find their own way. And even if no one ever reads or hears it, the act of expressing it changes you. It reaffirms your worth. It reminds you that your voice still matters, that you still have something to give. These hours are a sacred opportunity to not just remember who you've been, but to decide who you want to be now. So pick up the pen, press record, or simply sit and speak aloud to the quiet. Let your wisdom come through, because your story isn't finished. It's unfolding. Number 6. Set an intention, shape your day. Those hours before dawn, they're pure potential. They haven't been touched by chaos, or to-do lists, or other people's needs. That time belongs to you, and how you use it can shape everything that comes after. Setting an intention doesn't mean planning every moment of your day or forcing positivity. It simply means choosing how you want to move through your day. Who do you want to be today? What kind of energy do you want to carry? What are you ready to let go of? And what are you ready to claim? It's easy to let the day decide for us. To wake up, feel tired, and let the hours push us along like a current we can't escape. But you have more power than that. With one clear, soulful intention, you can begin the day, not with resistance, but with purpose. You might say, today I choose peace over perfection. Or I will speak kindly to myself today. Maybe it's, I open my heart to joy, or even something as simple as, I am here, and I am enough. Say it aloud. Whisper it if you need to. Write it down. Tape it to your mirror, or keep it tucked inside your journal. Let it guide you gently through whatever the day brings. Because the truth is, life isn't always predictable, but how you meet it can be. Older women often carry a quiet kind of strength, earned, not given. And when that strength is paired with clear intention, it becomes unstoppable. You no longer move through the day out of habit or obligation. You move with awareness, with heart, with grace. You stop waiting for the day to be kind to you, and instead, you become kind to the day. So if you find yourself awake before the sun, don't waste those minutes wishing for sleep. Use them. Ground yourself in truth. Choose how you want to show up, and trust that even the smallest intention can shift your entire life. Because when a woman wakes with intention, she doesn't just change her day, she changes her world. Conclusion: you're not just awake, you're awakening. There's a quiet power in the woman who no longer sees her early waking hours as a problem to be fixed, but as a gift to be embraced. The kind of woman who meets the dark not with dread, but with reverence. That's who you are becoming, or maybe who you've always been. Only now, you're finally allowing yourself to remember it. Waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. isn't a mistake. It isn't random. It's a soul-stirring invitation. A gentle call from something within, or above, that knows you still have more to see, more to feel, more to offer. You're not being disturbed by sleep. You're being invited into consciousness, into presence, into alignment with a part of yourself that doesn't always get space in the rush of daylight. And now you know what to do with that time. You listen, you breathe, you connect, you move, you reflect, you intend. These are not small acts. These are revolutionary choices. And they add up, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those around you. Because when an older woman stands in her truth, lives from her center, and moves through the world awake and aware, she becomes a living torch. A guidepost, a steady flame for others walking behind her. Maybe you didn't expect to be awakened in this season of life. Maybe you thought the most active part of your becoming was behind you. But it's not. In fact, this might be the most sacred chapter yet. Not because you're chasing more, but because you're finally seeing clearly, finally living from the inside out. So the next time your eyes open in the dark, and the world is silent and still, don't resist it. Rise slowly, gently. Know that you are not alone in those hours. You are surrounded by a quiet chorus of women just like you, softly waking, deeply feeling, reclaiming themselves one breath, one intention, one whisper at a time. You are not broken. You are wise. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not finished. You are just beginning again. And this beautiful, holy moment before the sun, it's yours. Use it well.